a relationship is you got to look at it as like a pair of hands. The right hand and the left hand. There is no hand that's better than the other hand, but we do have a dominant hand and a less dominant hand. So what happens is you got to look at the relationship that way. It's kind of like your right hand and your left hand. Yes, you can do a lot of things with one hand, but you're cutting yourself short. Who would want to do that? So it's like you don't want to play the piano with one hand. You could probably do it, but you're not going to play the lovely songs that you can with two hands. So if the left hand says to the right hand, you know what, I want to be the dominant. The right hand said, fine, you can be the dominant. That's where you get left-handed people. But it says, oh, I don't want to do all the work. You be dominant. The right hand says like, okay. So what happens is that the right hand and left hand says, the right hand tells the left hand, you know what, I think it's very useful if we learn how to write. So I'm going to learn how to write. And then the left hand challenges the right hand. You know what, I'm going to learn how to write too, because I want to be equal. Well, the right hand says, it doesn't make sense for us both to write. We only need one. He goes, what do you want me to do? Just hold the paper? I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, that's fine, because we only need one person to write. Well, I don't want to hold the paper. How about you write and I'll hold the paper? There's nothing wrong with it. And then the left hand says, oh, you want me to do all the work? And then the right hand says, since the right hand is a little bit more dominant, takes action and goes, okay, look, watch. Let's go out to the field and we're going to use a shovel. So there's a pile of dirt and the right hand says, okay, we grab the shovel. He goes, you want to do everything I want to do? Go ahead and put this dirt over here. So he gets the shovel and tells the left hand, you want to be dominant? You want to be a leader? Here, get it. And the left hand does it by itself. And the left hand is having trouble. And he goes, okay, let me help you. So the right hand goes and grabs the other side of the handle. So the more the weight is on the left hand, and the left hand realizes, wow, this is much easier than doing it by itself. That's the synergy of both hands. Mm-hmm. And then the left hand tells the right hand, he goes, you know what? I'm getting all the work, and all you over there is just steering. He goes, why don't you do the thing? The right hand says, fine, let's switch. So they switch. And the left hand, oh, you know what? It's much easier this one. Yeah, because I can bear the weight. Just because the right hand is more dominant and is stronger doesn't make it more important than the left hand. They both have a role. They both have a function. So the left hand's like, oh, I get it. And the right hand, look, I can bear the weight more, but I do get tired. We'll switch. But the majority of the time, I'll carry the weight. But that's how it works. Sometimes you got to hold the nail and I'll do it the other way. But since I have more control with a hammer, you hold it and I'll pound. Sometimes in the shovel, we work together better than separate. So if we both each had a shovel, it's going to take forever to move the pile. But the synergy of us working together is what works. And that's why only one of us needs to write. It's like we can't both hold the shovel in the front and we can't both hold the shovel in the back. Mm-hmm. And that's how you got to look at relationships. Yes, there is a dominant. There's one that takes a lead, but that's how they work. You can't really compete.
More weight bearing.
So when I see a couple fighting, it's really, I see a left hand and a right hand fighting. They're on the same team. Yes, you can go into a boxing match and you can battle with one hand, but how much easier is it with both hands? Mm-hmm. So that's when two hands work beautifully together. It's kind of ridiculous in your own body. Your hands are fighting, but that's what relationships do. They're in it together, but they fight. It's like I'm seeing the left hand and the right hand fight. It just doesn't make sense to me. Just look at it that way when you look at intimate relationships, the woman and the man. It just seems off. They're not really working together. Yes, they have problems, but they got each other's back. Mm-hmm. If this one has an itch on the elbow, it's hard for the left hand to scratch itself. But you get the picture like this and like that. It's the same thing. That's how I look at couples. That's how they're different, but there's no one better than each other. They just have different purposes. It's not necessary they're both right. It's not necessary all those things.
Mm-hmm. And both of them are built and designed to make the body more effective.
Absolutely.
To benefit the body. So like if this is the man and the woman, this is the goal. This is the quality of life. Mm-hmm. So when they're fighting each other, what happens here? It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
So when somebody says, I'd rather be single, it's kind of like saying, I'd just rather have one hand.
You can't get it done.
Just the way I look at it. Mm-hmm. They can, but is it really effective synergy-wise? Because the whole is worth more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you'd get it.
Okay.